Hey, what's going on, everyone? Happy Saturday. In this video, we are looking at the NBA slate. We have 9 games tonight, starting at 7 o'clock. So let's get started. A lot of injury news to touch on, a lot of questionable players. So a lot's going to change by the time 7 o'clock rolls around. So let's get into it. As always, appreciate you guys hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. You can follow on Twitter at the DFS Process. Check out the website, check out Prize Picks. That info is in the description. So start off here at point guard. We have James Harden at 10-7 and Luka Doncic at 11-1. Harden is going to be playing without Kevin Durant tonight, as he is going to be probably miss a few games once again with COVID protocols. So that makes Harden look a lot better. You have Luka also looks fine, but I think I'd probably go a bit cheaper tonight just with how many good guards there are that like Harden. You have Kyrie Irving also looks great. So I probably won't have Luka as of now. LeBron 10-3 against Detroit. Again, I think there's better spots. Pistons did beat the Lakers last time they played, but I just don't really want to target. I really just don't want to target too many pieces in that game. Then we have Steph Curry, 97 against Dallas. He looks decent, but I like Kyrie Irving a bit more. And at 94, I think you can go even cheaper at guard. Trae Young is questionable. If he misses again, then that's going to open up a lot of value on the Hawk side. But I think he'll play. If he does, he looks decent. But the guy that I want right now is Kyrie Irving. I think he looks a little bit better than Harden just based on the price tag as of now. Both guys have monster upside. Harden has a little bit more triple-double upside. Irving will just score a bunch and maybe get some assists. But he'll probably take 20 plus shots in this one without Kevin Durant, and maybe the Sixers will put Ben Simmons on Harden, which would open up a lot better looks for Irving. We'll see. But anyways, either way, I think Irving looks to be too cheap at 9,400. And then we have John Marantz, decent option at 76. John Wall continues to be like very cautious with his minutes. He hasn't topped 30 yet, so I just can't really play him now that his price tag is up to 75 after it was 6,900. And then the OKC Thunder are going to be a team to pay attention to. A lot of questionable pieces on that team. They had 8 guys yesterday. If SGA comes back, he looks great against Minnesota. If they get some more guys back like Dort or happen to get if Maladon happens to be cleared in time, then that team is going to look a little bit better. But right now, it's going to take a wait and see approach and see who's actually available. If they're down to just 8 guys like they were yesterday, I think you got to look to Roby at 37. Then we have like Horford at 65, a monster game last night for him. And then you have Diallo, who looks to be the third best piece. So keep an eye on them. They're definitely going to be important to pay attention to. And then the Spurs also super dealing with a lot of injuries. No Aldridge for a few games at least. And then they're also going to potentially be without DeJounte Murray. And they're already without Lonnie Walker. So those are two big pieces of the rotation in Walker and Aldridge. Ruled out tonight. I would expect Derek White to get the start in place of Lonnie Walker, and then if DeJounte Murray misses as well, then it's going to be even better for Derek White. He's a guy that gives you a lot of upside. He hasn't gotten a ton of minutes yet because he missed a bunch of the early part of the season, but it's finally a good spot for him to kind of top 30 plus minutes, and we know what he can do last season. His price tag is going to quickly rise if either one happens to miss some extended time. So 47 for Derek White. He is right now my favorite piece on the Spurs. And then you have to also like DeRozan in this type of spot, 7,200 against Houston, without Aldridge, without Lonnie Walker, potentially without Murray. He's just going to get such a nice bump in usage. And then Keldon Johnson is also nice at 58. And then I do think Pirtle looks good, but at 58 is also they kind of priced him up. I'd probably go to Cousins over Pirtle tonight. So I like DeRozan though. 72 is still affordable on a guy that's going to play a ton of minutes with all the injuries. Played 40 minutes last game, and I would not be surprised if he plays a similar amount tonight. So really like White. I really like DeRozan. Other guys that I have my eye on at the shooting guard position are Zach Levine at 8,600. SGA, if he happens to play, looks great as well at that cheap price tag. Diallo looks great. And then you have plenty of value plays on a lot of teams, especially on the Nets for a few pieces. At this position, we have a cheap Bruce Brown at 3,500, who should probably start in place of Durant, and he's been pretty productive when he has started, and at least at 3,500 looks to hit value pretty easily. And then Seth Curry, if he misses, then we can maybe look to who starts in his place. Maybe it's Furkan or maybe it's gonna be Shake Milton. Small forward, it's DeRozan. Looks great at 7,200. I like. I don't think I want to go to Grant or really Ingram or Simmons to see questionable. It's probable, but we saw what happened last time. Can't trust Doc Rivers. So keep an eye on the Sixers news. DeRozan really sticks out of this position. You have Baisley at 61 if they're still shorthanded tonight. And then you have some cheap plays. If Otto Porter is back, he looks good at 4,500 because they're going to be without Markkanen. Markkanen left the game last night and he's unlikely to play. We have value in Toscano Anderson, $4,200. He also looks to be a good play. And like Korkmaz, if they're without Curry, if he starts, he looks decent, but I'd rather go to like Bruce Brown. Power forward, you have Giannis against Cleveland. I won't be going to that game, at least targeting Giannis. Just don't really want to target him against the Cavs. I think that game can go out of hand, even though they did keep it close last night. Um, I just think that there's some better spots that I want to pay for. So if you wanted to go Giannis, you can. There's nothing wrong with it, but I just don't think he'll be in my lineup right now. Markkanen is unlikely to play, so Thaddeus Young he's going to play a lot more minutes. They kind of priced him up already. He's up to 66 now, but he's been getting a lot more minutes, and that's going to continue with Markkanen unlikely to play. Then you have Oubre, who had a monster game. You have Draymond at 6,000. If there's no Pascal again, then Draymond looks fine. But I think Toscano Anderson looks a little bit better than Draymond just based on his salary. I think he can go for like 8x at least. Has the potential to get you 8x. Keldon Johnson and the Spurs looks decent as well without Aldridge. Wasn't great last game, but they are going to be shorthanded tonight, and he does give you a lot of upside at a pretty cheap salary. And Patrick Williams looks decent. No without Markkanen, and if they are going to be without Porter again, he looks to be a good value play. Valentine was decent. He didn't need him yesterday with all the other value, but he hit value at 3,400. He's up to 4,000 now. If they're still missing a few pieces, if Porter's out again, then he looks decent. Moving on to center, a few pieces that I really like here. I think Embiid, if he's questionable, hopefully he plays. If he doesn't, then play Ben Simmons, play Tobias. Kind of know the drill there. Is Towns going to be back or not? He probably should be back soon. It's been a while since he's been out for a few weeks with COVID. No Christian Wood, so that means you're going to want to play some DeMarcus Cousins. Gives you 50, 60 point upside at $6,300 without Christian Wood. Just really a plug and play for me. Jakob Poeltl's not going to be able to slow him down. And then at util, it's Nick Vucevic, 8,900. Same matchup against the Bulls, even better. They're going to be without Markkanen, so they really have no size to match up with Vucevic now. Should be able to crush once again. 89 is still too cheap for him. And then right now, one of the value plays that we already know is going to be good is Bruce Brown, 3,500. If the Thunder are without the same guys that they missed yesterday, then Roby, 37 would be a great play as well. So keep an eye on that. But that's it for now, as what we kind of have. These are the 6 pieces that I like. So let's go ahead and jump over to FanDuel. All right, on FanDuel tonight, point guard wise, no surprise, Luka Trae Young is the top 2. I like Luka way more than Trae Young. I just think based on the matchup and Young dealing with a bit of an injury. But Kyrie looks great at 95. Kyle Lowry's looked great recently, 85 for him. Potentially play, but I think I'd rather go to Irving. And then DeJounte Murray, if he plays, he definitely can take a shot with all the injuries. But I probably look at like Kobe White with them being shorthanded. And then we have Derek White if he's a point guard eligible. He's 5,400. He also looks decent. And then if they happen to get Maladon back, he's 55. Price tag has quickly gone up on him. And I do like Cole Anthony at 5,000. But I'll probably stick with Kyrie right now at least. At shooting guard, you definitely can play James Harden. Zach Levine is cheap at 8,500. DeRozan looks great at only 78. So we're looking at DeRozan and Levine right now. And then you could look to Diallo if they're really shorthanded again at 59. Rose potentially will be back. He missed last night, so could be back tonight. Ross is due for a big game. He has been really bad recently. 47 is worth a shot against Chicago. And then Dylan Brooks is really cheap as well. 48 for him against the Pelicans. I know he's really bad sometimes, but some games he can also really crush. His minutes have also been way down, so he's not. He's definitely more of a tournament option, but could be worth it. And then Josh Richardson, 47, up and down for him. Was pretty bad last game, but before that was decent in few. And then Bruce Brown is also there, but I will definitely be going with DeRozan at this price tag. Small forward, it's a few pieces that look decent here at the top, whether it's Jeremy Grant at 72. It's a tough matchup. Tobias, if Embiid misses, I don't think I'll go 7,000 for Oubre. Quickly jumped his price tag from 53 to 7,000. Position isn't super deep, but we have Toscano Anderson, you have Calvin Johnson, you have Joe Harris, looks decent. Harris without Kevin Durant. If Porter plays, he looks good at 45. I have Denzel Valentine as a decent option. So I'll probably stick in the decently priced range here. And Joe Harris, 53. Power forward, it's Giannis all the way at the top at 11-2, and then without Christian Wood, Cousins center eligible, see his price tag, but I don't think I really want to go to. Never really played PJ Tucker, but maybe you could take a shot on at a pretty weak position. Draymond is priced up to 67. Baisley is 66. I think it'd be a great spot if Thad Young was power forward again. But yeah, we can't play Thad Young at power forward. Roby is definitely going to be cheap on FanDuel. I know they didn't raise his price tag, 3,900. He looks to be a good play. And then you have Boucher is really cheap now, 47. Patrick Williams is cheap at only 43. Right now, plug in Patrick Williams. I think he's definitely cheap enough without without Markkanen, without Carter, and then potentially without Porter. And center, it's Vucevic, same price tag as he was. He's 88. It's really a few guys. It's Vucevic that I'm really considering. And then it's Horford at 61. And then it's DeMarcus Cousins, 59. So those are the three that I like. Cousins looks really good at 59. If I had to pick between him and Vooch, Vooch will probably score, maybe likely to score more, but I think Cousins can give you better. Cousins can drop 45 and be the best value play at center, or the best point per dollar play. So that's it for the video. Thank you guys for watching, and best of luck tonight.